Welcome to another Do Not Disturb dog walk. Yeah, it's Pito and the beach all over again. I might try and make it a little bit different. We usually walk on the beach, over there. But today I decided we haven't done a plain, ordinary cycleway / shared walkway recording ever, as far as I remember. We've done little bits of it, but not actually walked on it and stayed on it. So this will make this episode a little bit different from all the other Pito on the beach episodes that we've made. It's sort of the perfect day for this, staying off the beach and just sticking to the path, and that's because the weather's terrible. It's not the worst it could be. It's not super windy, as our wonderful region of the country is well known for. Slightly breezy, but that's it. And it's obviously raining a little bit. Yeah, I should have named myself Captain Obvious. I've made up a name for myself during these recordings because it doesn't actually matter what my real name is, I think, most of the time. I call myself Mr. Free. And it's got a backstory. It's because my beautiful partner's name is Wild. And so together we are wild and free. Quigley, how am I? Oh my. There he is. So that's why. But I thought another name that I wouldn't mind calling myself, and I might only talk about it this one episode, but I kind of wish I called myself Captain Obvious. Because I feel like I am Captain Obvious. Especially since a lot of the time the main thing I'm concentrating on with all these dog walk recordings is talking about stuff that's really obvious. Like, I call it narrating our lives, but what I'm really... Quigley! No, I don't want to go up there. This way. But what it really is me pointing the camera at the world and describing it to you, I guess. And then that's why I feel like Captain Obvious when I'm like, it's raining. Duh. Y'all can see that. It's on the video. But it's a good segue, actually, to the fact that Miss Wild and I are getting more and more seriously involved with performing arts, with a particular niche that we're a part of, which is putting on a festival of arts for people with disabilities. People with all kinds of disabilities, and you know what they all are. People in wheelchairs is the most obvious one, or other mobility issues, physically disabled. And then the other one, blindness, or hard of hearing, or hearing impaired. There's all this politically correct terminology, of course. So I love that this YouTube content that we're making here for you all is automatically subtitled because, unless I get some funding to put the time and energy into it, I don't have time to write subtitles. So I just do my best to make sure that my speech is loud and clear, so as to confuse Google less. Quigley, adimai. Also at the same time, I have to segue to this now. I speak Te Reo Māori, the language of the Māori people, and Google doesn't have any interest in translating that into multiple languages for all of you, unfortunately. But maybe one day it will change. I will certainly endeavour to lobby for such changes. Google can definitely translate Māori. It does. on the Translate app and all that kind of thing. Anyway, I always talk about Google because Google owns YouTube or what have you. There's actually a bigger company that owns them both called ABC. Quigley, how do mai? Yeah, sit. Inoho, sit. Good boy. Inoho, kuri. I'm trying to get you to sit, bro. Hey, sit. Good boy, sit. Aye, waiting. Waiting. Sit. Hey, sit. Okay, let's go. A little bit of training for him there. So, I forgot what I was talking about now. Talk about training a little bit, I guess. Every good dog owner should train their dog and go through those routine exercises and commands and things like that. But what I always think about it is, I'm not a teacher. In fact, if I'm classed as anything, I class myself as a warrior. I do things. I just do. If people learn from me, it's by observing me do the things. And that's it. I'm not a very good teacher, and insofar as I don't think about teaching much. If you get what I'm saying. I don't have a lesson plan. I don't know what I want to teach you, really. I'm just a doing person, and that's how I believe I live my life entirely, really. So my content, at least dog walking content, there's no attitude coming from me like I'm some grand expert that's trying to teach you how to walk a dog or something like that. All this is an experience. Witness what we did. It's a record. And, you know, vicariously supplied to all you viewers just for the hell of it, really. I mean, for years and years I dreamed of vlogging, and now I'm doing it, and this is the only thing that really excited me to vlog. I don't even want to point the camera at myself. Kuri. Whose dumb idea was it to walk next to this road? In the rain. I'm definitely happy to be getting the exercise. And we are, you know, we're not really whatever the weather channel, but sometimes I just have the dog walking, itch that must be scratched. Sometimes the weather's too atrocious to roll camera, so me and Quigley just go and do it. But today, we're recording it. As terrible as it is. It's raining. There's traffic. This famous street called the Esplanade. No truck stopping at all times, by the way. Oh, there's a truck. Oh, there's a bus over there. I bet the bylaw says heavy vehicles, goods and services vehicles, and probably passenger vehicles. Big heavy vehicles anyway. I'll tell you what, it'll be nothing to do with whether or not the terrain can handle the vehicles. It'll be all about, once upon a time, the locals here lobbied the government to say, we're sick of seeing trucks parked on the Esplanade. They ruin the view of the beach, of the harbour. That'll be the main reason. There are similar bylaws in place in different other parts of the country where that's the reason. The car parks are okay, but I don't want to be looking at big ugly trucks, and they're so big and tall and they obscure my view of the harbour, of the lake, of the mountains over there, you know, whatever it is there. I wonder if it has an effect on property value, but now I'm thinking too deeply about it, aren't I? The good thing about walking on this cycle walkway as opposed to walking on the actual beach is that we get more steps in. We can move faster. Quigley. Good boy. Quigley. There he is. Sometimes I don't know that he's running up behind me and I call out even though he's not lagging too far behind. That's what just happened there. I just had this thought that sometimes there are coffee carts that regularly park up in this area, right? I think it might be on the other side of the museum. Well, that'll be a reason why I can't see one yet. But I think there's one that's semi-permanent. The building never moves. It's just an issue of whether it's populated or not. I remember I jokingly suggested to them that I wouldn't mind running it until midnight. You know, where they normally close at 6 or whatever time they close, maybe 4 in the afternoon. I don't actually know, but I thought there's all trucks use this road, freight trucks, 24 hours a day. So I always think you could feasibly stay open all night if you had the manpower and the will and the consent of the government. Because it's another thing you need for those sorts of shenanigans these days. Anyway, I say I jokingly offered to run it until midnight, between 6 and midnight, but I actually am not really in a position to do so. And it's been, I don't know, well over a decade since I made coffee. I'm not saying that I wouldn't be able to make coffee anymore. I'm saying that, oh my goodness, I used to make coffee like a coffee making machine. I was the ghost in the machine, just smashing out coffee after coffee after coffee. And I sort of, since I haven't done that for a long time now, I look back on it like, would I ever do that again? And usually the answer's no. Well, there's a a mobile shop right there called Crispy Catch. Maybe that's why Quigley's on pulling, just wants to get closer to the smell of food. Oh, it looks like that might not even be open. Well, I guess their shop front's on the other side of it. Oh yeah, I can smell the smell of, oh my goodness. They've got their table set up, the windows open. And there's the permanent or semi-permanent coffee establishment that's parked there. It's been there as long as I can remember. I've been floating around here for, I don't know, more than 5 years. Quigley! Harimai! Kuri! Yeah. Quigley! Yeah. Homai. This way. A lot of people don't mind old Quigley jumping up on them, giving them a cuddle. But when it's wet like this, I'm even more conscious that I'd rather prevent that from happening. This way. Hikoi. Hikoi. This way. Kuri. Yeah. And the rain has subsided some. That's good. Yeah, so Quigley and I had our wings clipped this week, voluntarily so, or rather being grateful for a break. That we often go road tripping. I drive freight trucks for work, so he comes with me when I go on this out of town mission. And this past week, well, we stayed home instead of going away for a change. I definitely appreciate doing the cross-country run because it allows me to take all of you and the Quigley on adventures in all sorts of cool places on the fairly well-travelled route. I guess I'm just being mostly self-conscious about the choice to bring you to this location. Again, we've made plenty of recordings here, and even in some of the recordings we've made here, you can hear me saying, oh, I might stop making recordings here because I've done so many. Yeah, this is our home beach pretty much. That's why it doesn't get a star rating in the title like a lot of the other recorded dog walks we've done. I figure because I'm a local, I don't make a rating of this place. I like to make ratings of the places that, especially the ones we're experiencing for the first time. Places we've never been to before. And a lot of the time when we're recording at home, I just go right ahead and schedule the broadcast of the recording well into the future, and I add them to the lost episodes playlist. Like, we definitely made a recording, but to protect our privacy and things like that, security reasons, I don't publish them right away. So this is going to be one of those where if you're seeing it, it's been at least a year since we made the recording. The lost episodes playlist. It's coming quite handy for feeling like I'm contributing to the channel, but to the future of the channel. And it is cool because when the episode plays, a whole year's gone by, and even I can enjoy watching it back and remembering back. Because I have to tell you, the majority of the content we make, I don't watch. I watch the things that I have to. Sometimes I have to do a little bit of editing. But otherwise, I honestly can't handle listening to the sound of my own voice. And so I'm not a self-obsessed person. I think that's what that says about me anyway. I can't edit myself. I mean, I can, but do you know what I mean? Like, the whole point of it being like a long form, uninterrupted recording, trying to just get it in the camera and then upload it without any mistakes or issues. That's my MO. Alright, in my mind I'm feeling like it's the perfect time to segue to the rules and guidelines, the usual talking points that I talk about on every single recording. Why is it a good segue? I've forgotten now. Well, mostly because, yes, sometimes there are mishaps with the recordings, and I have to do a bit of editing, even if it's just accidentally stopping the recording and then ending up with 2 video files and having to join them back together. But the other mishaps is like, sometimes old Quigley wants to try and do a poop on camera, and every now and again I do accidentally point the camera at that. But yeah, the number 2 rule on our channel, pun intended, is that you don't get to see the poop. It's represented by the slogan, "Show us the poop," which, you know, for me it's a comedy. Quigley, yeah. Distracted, sorry. This way, yeah. Yeah, show us the poop is the slogan, because you don't get to see the poop. So if you're mad about it, the invitation to you is to jump in the comments and type it in, "Show us the poop," with some exclamation marks and as many poop emojis as you like. Now, I've realised lately that because I talk about poop every episode, unfortunately that means you don't get to go an episode without thinking about poop, thinking about it and being told about it, and being told all about how you don't get to see it. That's the best bit. That's it. So that's the guideline, the number 2 guideline, pun intended. Explained yet again. So you might be wondering, if you don't know already, what the number 1 guideline is for our rules of engagement, quality assurance guidelines. Yeah, the first rule on this YouTube channel is that we're not allowed to talk about anything that's on the 6 o'clock news. So this guideline is represented by the slogan, "Never mind the 6 o'clock news." I love it. It's a great slogan, and we live it. That's what we're not allowed to talk about. And there's a reason. What's the reason? Mr. Free, what's the reason? The reason is that we're not a current affairs channel. I want these episodes to be timeless. If I start blabbing on about this, that and the other thing that's on the news, that dates it, right? And you know, as passionate as I get about some things, for me the dog walking, and for you, because we're recording it, this dog walks are about getting away from all that stuff. It's bad enough we're inundated with the brainwashing of the governments. Quigley! So I want to create this as a safe space for all you viewers, and that's why I talk about it every episode, to offer you that assurance. We've got hundreds of hours of dog walk recordings for you to watch. And it's a policy not to talk about things that are on the 6 o'clock news. For the sake of my headspace and yours. And Quigley doesn't care what I talk about. Hey Quigley, hey. Except if I've got something yummy that he wants to eat. Yes, I said yummy and eat. Oh, there's that truck. Oh, you know, one of our famous trucks. Hey, he even waved. We see him. I know that the owner of that truck is a woman, a small woman. You know what I mean? Like the kind that if you met away from her truck, you would think. Oh, and then she told you she's a truck driver, you'd be like, what? You're so small, how did you drive a truck? Hey, but I like that. Those are my favourite truck drivers. Little ladies driving big trucks. And my favourite was actually seeing on the television one time, many years ago, this little lady driving a giant dump truck in the mines in Australia, and she was telling the same story about how people can't believe that that's what she does for a job. Yes, and I had a small female friend that I wouldn't have minded running away to Australia with. So I went to her and I said, you can drive the dump trucks, honey. Let's go to Australia and work in the mines and make lots of money. But she wasn't keen. She was like, oh hell no, I don't want to do that. We made it all the way to the end. In 30 minutes, that's good. I've always wanted to know if we could make it from one end to the other and then back again within an hour. And I think we will. Except I am going to do some time travelling when we get just down here. Because I've decided I want to use the lav. Yeah. So, the same rule applies. You don't get to see the poop. I'm not going to poop. I can tell you that much. But I do need to do the other thing. And so that'll be quick. I'll push the pause button on the recording, get in there, get that done. Make sure Quigley feels safe and all of that. Maybe have a drink of water, give him a drink of water. Well, we're going to take a break here anyway, that's what I'm saying. And it matters more to us than it matters to you, because as soon as I push the pause button, bing, there we are, right back with you again, like it never even happened. And that's why my cute nickname for it is time travelling. We're going to do some time travelling, hey Quigley? So we can use the lav. So we can have some private time. The other thing I was thinking of calling it was the 30-minute ad break, because It's usually at about the 30-minute mark that I would prefer to have a rest. Sometimes that's what we're doing, that's all we do. We do a bit of time travelling and I sit on a park bench and have a rest halfway through the walk, you know. But I'm not feeling in need of an actual sit-down rest right now. Just some relief. Some time out to perform some biological functions. If I did rate toilet blocks, this one wouldn't get a bad rating, I have to say. Goodie! Okay, let the time travelling commence, eh? Bing, bing! We're back. It didn't take long. We didn't have a drink of water actually. Just wanted to be quick about it. Hey, Quigs. We're turning back now, bro. This way. Back the way we came. Aihoa! Aye. I don't talk to Quigley very much. I'm always talking to you guys on the camera. I'm talking to the recording device most of the time. But I'll tell you what, I think I've talked about this before. If it weren't for the camera, we would literally just walk and not be talking much, except for the odd thing I need to say to Quigley Woggles here. This way, here. Come on. Taihoa. Goodie. Good boy. Oh, he's in the right mood at the moment. I'm just going to get us caught up on this stump here, eh? See if I can mitigate that. Nope, I've caught it up. Oh, it's not even attached, that's good. Except that we might accidentally yank it into the path. Might just kick it off actually. That worked. I didn't have to make the sound effects, but it's just like I didn't have to say bing before when I did the time travelling. I don't normally do that. You guys can give that a park bench rating if you want. We're not park bench rating because we're on our local turf. That's pretty much a guideline that I've got for that myself. But if you're one of the regular viewers who knows about the park bench rating scale, wouldn't mind it if you jumped in the comments and gave it a rating yourself. In fact, even when I am doing park bench ratings, I wouldn't mind it if you jumped in the comments and told me whether you agree or disagree with my rating of any particular park bench. You're going to have to find an episode where I do rate park benches to hear me explaining the park bench rating scale. For some reason I feel like being all mysterious about that right now. Tell you all about it another time, eh? Encourage you to watch another episodes. This way. Oi! His adventurous spirit. I just waved at that big green truck you saw. One of my friends drives that. I almost missed him actually. I looked up and he's almost got by me without me having the opportunity to wave. Quigley's messed up my socks now. Let's fix that. Tai hoa, kuri, haere mai. Yeah, yeah. Sit. No. Sit down. Kuri. Inoho. Ka pai, kuri. Good boy. Tai hoa. Yeah, so I speak te reo Māori to my dog quite a bit. Not exclusively so. It's not. I do speak to him in English, obviously, but yeah, it's just because all of that is just sort of like natural dog control language. I decided to use te reo Māori, the language of the Māori people. I don't think dogs care what language we speak. They're attuned to us, even if we just make random grunting noises. They don't care. They read our spirit, I believe. It's a psychic connection or an intuition thing on the part of the dog. I guess it's a bit of an intuition thing on our end of it too. What do you think? It's definitely intuition. Like when a dog barks, you don't know what he's actually saying in dog language, do you? And then there's all their body language, and that's how they read us too, with the body language. Dogs, I love dogs. Quigley's birthday next week. I'm planning a special recording, well, the recording of a special episode for his birthday. I think we made some kind of recording for his birthday the year before, last year. No, the year before that, my bad. But last year, I'm fundamentally conscious that we didn't make any kind of YouTube song and dance for his birthday. I definitely didn't. I suggested Miss Wild to at least put together a short to honour his birthday and upload that, but I never really followed up to make sure that she did, and it appears that she didn't. But I do think his birthday, the first birthday that came up after we started the YouTube channel, I do think we did honour that, so you might find one of his birthday videos. We didn't do one last year, but this year, I think we didn't do one. I feel like we didn't. I hope I'm not wrong. But anyway, this year I have plans to make a decent birthday video. Oh, you're stuck over there. Oh, what a shame.
Oh dear.
We're not going to play with them. We're walking, mate. We're walking and talking. How do I get myself out of this predicament? Like that. Come on, this way. Yeah, more park benches for you all to rate. Feel free to jump in the comments and rate our park benches on a scale of 8. On the scale of 8. Quigley! Haere mai! Yeah! Yeah! Homai! Yeah! Quigley! Here. Good boy. This way. Taihoa. Goodie. Yeah. Someone put a rock on that hole. I mean, there's a drain cover with a hole in it. I did something very similar. I think I even talked about it on the record. Episode 1. I remember it now because I just watched episode 1, our very first dog walk recently. And yeah, that's right. There's a holy drain. A drain collapsed and also a hazard. Someone might fall into it, especially since a lot of people visit that location in the night time. And yeah, so I chucked a rock over it. And it stayed like that for several months. The hole in the ground with the rock over the top. And then when I made episode 1, I happened to be right there observing that someone had repaired it, I think. Yeah, I was really quite... it was interesting to watch that first episode again because I didn't realise that I came up with the rules and guidelines right from the first episode. I had my mind up. You're not going to see the poop, and I'm not allowed to talk about anything that's on the 6 o'clock news. Quigley! Yeah. Quigley, yeah. This way. Sit. No. Quigley! Yeah. Ka pai, Quigley. This way. Yeah, that way, I mean. Taihoa. Yeah, because in my memory, honestly, I thought to myself, when did I come up with these guidelines? And I thought that I maybe had recorded the first few episodes before I thought of it, but evidently, look at episode 1, I thought of it right from day 1. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I had my mind made up from the beginning, from the very beginning, that there's going to be some rules about these recordings. And I mean, honestly, rule 0 is the rule that says that I have to talk about these rules every single episode. Trying to make it like a meme of the channel. I mean, I'm not trying to make it a meme of the channel. I am making it a meme of the channel. You don't get to see the poop, and I'm not allowed to talk about poop. That's what it boils down to. Hey, Quigs! Nah. Taihoa. Kaore. Taihoa. Quigley. Taihoa ewa. Yep, I like the slogans too. Never mind the 6 o'clock news, with a picture of Quigley's face on your coffee mug. Show us the poop. That coffee mug could have a... Oh no, I won't share that dream. Actually, I will. A coffee mug with a poop in the bottom of it. If you want to see poop, you can, at home, in the bottom of your coffee mug. The other thing I've shared about a few times is this idea that I have that Quigley looks really funny when he does a poop. He strikes his poop pose, and because I edit out the pooping. You don't get to see the pooping. You don't get to see that, and I think it's an awful shame. So I thought if we get famous enough one day and all of you viewers from around the world want to buy some merchandise from us in order to support the channel, that's one of my dreams, is to make a little Quigley pooping figurine for you to buy. Yeah. And the figurine, you won't get to see, still don't get to see poop, because it's just him doing the poop, but there won't be a poop. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to have a little poop poking out of his bum or something. I'm not going to have a little pile of poop to go with the figurine. It's just got to be doing the pose, and you still don't get to see the poop. Yeah, obviously I think about it too much. I talk about it too much, and now it's a thing. And we've got to have a thing. But yes, if you're watching this and we don't yet have a merchandise store and you can't buy the Quigley Poop figurine like I appear to be promising, or the Quigley Poop mugs or t-shirts, you know, jump in the comments and say, "Hey Mr. Free, it's about time you started a merch shop, mate, because if you did, I would buy your merch." I'd like to hear that. Of course I would. Yeah, that's my dream. We're still small potatoes as a YouTube channel as I record this, but I hope that I'm beaming this off into a future where we get plenty more views. It'll be interesting once I do eventually get the cash together to feel safe about buying an Insta360 camera that's on the shopping list. It's in our Amazon wish list right now, hoping someone might just click on there and go, "Let's buy them the Insta360 camera and see what happens." You're all invited to do that. I don't talk about the crowdfunding dreams that I have very often. I should try to talk about it more often, just so that you're all aware. If you're watching this and you're grateful for the existence of these hundreds of hours of dogbook recordings that I've made, even if you don't want to watch them all, but you're glad they exist for people that do want to while away the hours watching me walk my dog, sponsor the channel. But I'm still talking right now from the point of view of nobody has supported the channel yet. Not one single soul. I thought we got a fan on OnlyFans, but it was a bot. I'm just joking, we don't have an OnlyFans. Well, we do, but it's not published yet. Not attached to the YouTube videos. I'm sort of saving that account for... It doesn't need to be published yet. I'm saving it for when people do start supporting our channel. And then I'll be like, "Hey, how about OnlyFans? I'll show you pictures of my dog's feet, if you're into that kind of thing." No, really, my whole ethos with even proposing the having of an OnlyFans as an option for all of you to send us some funds to support the channel. The only reason I entertain the idea is because it's clearly a platform that's full of sordid things, but I want to use it for this wholesome thing I believe this is wholesome. And wholesome channels should be able to have OnlyFans too. So yes, OnlyFans didn't want to let me start the profile with a picture of my dog as the profile picture. They thought, oh, I don't know, it's a bit odd. So I had to temporarily set up the account with my own face. I don't even know why I used my own face. It could have been a picture of any dude, any guy or woman, somebody, a person. Considering what people use OnlyFans for, I guess when they saw a dog, they thought it was probably going to have risky content or something. But fancy that, a crowdfunding platform saying, no, you can't have a crowdfunding platform with us because you are a dog. That's pretty much the message that I got. And I thought that's odd. Alright. We're down to the final 8 minutes of our dog walk recording, I'm noticing. And I'm not really sure if we will make it all the way back home before the end of the recording. Hey! Quigley! Here! Haere mai! Kuri! Here! Here! Kāore! Te tiro mai! Kuri! Oi! Te tiro mai! Hey! Quigley! Here! Sit! Good boy. You stay there, I'm going to zip you up a bit. You do need a bit of more zipping. You've been zipped a bit. Ka pai. He koi. He koi. Ka pai. Ka pai, kuri. Tai hoa. For those of you who don't know, I am a bus driver. Not a public bus driver. I don't drive passenger service buses, but I do drive a bus. And I've even driven it here and parked it here before. It's actually a good spot to park. And do you know what? I usually park it right here against this thing that I'm walking on right now. So I feel like it's odd to see a bus parked out like that, but at the same time, absolutely nothing wrong with it being parked like that, in my opinion. I wouldn't park my bus there like that, but that bus is getting away with it. Look at that. Oh no, they've jammed in there somehow. Now Quigley's gone running around it again. He's trying to help, I guess. We're a bit tied up here, Quigley. You know he wants to dig. He's in the right mood. Very playful, enthusiastic mood. Look at him. Hey! Hey! Stop doing crazy stuff. The kid in the long line all tied up on things. Oh. I wonder if I caught that on camera by some miracle. The long line flew over the top of the rubbish bin instead of getting caught on it. Oh, here comes someone with a dog. Leave it. Quigley, here, here. Short leash. Short leash. Short leash walking. Quigley, no. Yeah. Heel. Heel. Oh, person with the dog's going to cross the road. They're standing at the pedestrian crossing, wishing someone would stop for them. Well, that guy just totally missed the opportunity to stop for them. Okay, freedom again. Tiro. Taihua. No. Kaure. I can see my dog having dreams of running across the street to say hello to that dog. Quigley, this way. Yeah. I do feel like Quigley knows he's got some knowledge of right and wrong. But the problem is he's also a rebel. So even though he knows it's wrong to do certain things, even though he knows that we call out to him and protest his behaviour, and he knows what's right, he chooses wrong. He's a rebel. Oh, here comes a hearse. A hearse with the headlights on usually means something. Usually followed by a bunch of cars with their headlights also on. That seems to be a tradition in my country. How about your country? Let me know in the comments. Quigley. Yeah. Oh, this turned out to be a great walk. I'm so glad. Apart from, you know, folks, I have to tell you, whenever I walk next to a street, I like to remind you all that we usually don't do street walks. So if you're watching this is your first time watching, I want you to know that the other hundreds of hours of dog walks only very rarely feature street walking. I do not like recording the sound of traffic and noise for you all. I think it's mostly wrong, but that's what we decided to do today. And yeah, I'm sorry. It's just the way it is today. We're in the final minute and a half now. I guess I've got to figure out how to say goodbye. I'm only saying goodbye because it's the last minute of this recording and, you know, feels like the right thing to do. And pretty much the usual spiel comes to mind each time that we've had enough. We've had enough today. Had enough of dog walking. But if you haven't had enough, especially if you've watched all the way to the end, probably this is a good indication that you wouldn't mind watching some more because you watched the whole thing. So that's cool. We've had enough for today, but it doesn't have to be too much for you today. If you still want to do some more dog walking, you're in luck because Quigley and I have recorded hundreds of hours of dog walks and put them all up on this here YouTube channel for you to enjoy. And so we extend the invitation to you. No, no, no. Quigley, yeah. Haere mai, kure. Here! Sorry about all the yelling. Oh my goodness, I feel like editing that out. Quigley, what are you doing? Someone must have dropped some food there or something. Okay, we've gone over time. We're over the hour, Quigley. Alright, every now and again we break the rules and exceed the hour time limit that I've arbitrarily set for myself. But yes, it is. It's time to say, see you later. And we will see you on the next one. Bye.